King Kame adjusting his yellow suit, sitting holding a metal walking cane next to a dwarf pit bull dog named Moose in their truck, after saving the day watching the sunset. Till suddenly Kame would vanish away, leaving his sidekick. Kame would be in what looked like a dark, shadowy forest, but every once in a while, for less than a second, it would seem as the sun would shine. He was unsure how he got here.
Well, this is strange.
A voice agreed. Kame spun around. A samurai warrior stood behind him.
They call me Arod,
The samurai replied. He inclined his head in a curt bow.
Kame would smile with relief to see an old friend.
Kame would lose balance and regain it with his weird cane.
That name sounds familiar. My friend, how is the Sword of Sin?
Arod finished. He rested his hand on the hilt of his weapon.
Indeed, though things are different back home now. There's a new player, calls himself Manbats. Seems powerful.
Kame blinked.
Manbat's never heard of him.
He shook his head.
But that doesn't explain what we're doing here.
Arod nodded slowly.
I have a feeling we're about to find out.
Ethereal chains shot down from the sky. They wrapped around Kame and Arod.
What in...
Arod drew the Sword of Sin. The blade hummed as he sliced through the chains.
We fight together.
They stood back to back, scanning the shadows. The ground began to tremble. 4 figures emerged from the dust. Their eyes burned with an eerie red light.
The 4 horsemen.
Arod's grip tightened on the Sword of Sin. The horsemen drew nearer. The horsemen attacked. Their movements were a blur, their weapons leaving trails of black fire.
We can't beat them like this.
Kame dodged and weaved, disrupting their formation. But the horsemen were too fast, too strong. Their attacks passed through Kame's defenses.
We need a plan.
The horsemen attacked. Their movements were a blur, their weapons leaving trails of black fire.
We can't beat them!
Kame dodged and weaved, but the horsemen were too fast. Their attacks passed through.
We need a plan.
The 4 horsemen aimed their swords at our heroes, shooting flames too big to dodge. Kame and Arod blocked with spiritual and chi shields. Their mana shields shrank, struggling against the black flames. Just as they were about to give in, a blast of bright energy joined their shields. Mysterious figure channels his energy into supporting our heroes' shields, bathing the battlefield in golden light. The horsemen shrieked and recoiled. Then, silence. Kame and Arod stood panting, staring at the spot where the horsemen had been. The matador would appear, Kame's old teacher and Arod's childhood best friend. They're gone for now. What happened? Kame asked, his voice hoarse. Arod sheathed his sword, his gaze distant.
That was a brave thing you did back there. Reckless, but brave.
Matador smiled wryly. We were running out of options. Both Kame and Arod looked at Matador with relief, till suddenly our 3 heroes would vanish back to their homes.